February 2014, internationally celebrated ballerina Sue-jin Kang became the Korea National Ballet's artistic director. Kang was the first Asian to join Germany's Stuttgart Ballet in 1986. She's been the company's prima ballerina since 1997. Her passion for ballet has won accolades from all over the world. At 47 years old, she is the oldest active ballerina, but she still has no plans to retire until 2016. Kang brings a fresh perspective to KNB. She's going to help KNB advance by trying new things based on her experience and world-class talent. Kang has devoted 30 years to ballet, but today we'll hear about her new hopes and aspirations as an artistic director. Welcome to the show and congratulations, belated, on becoming artistic director of the Korea National Ballet. I know that about less than 6 months have passed since you took your post, and I can't imagine how busy you are. How have the past few months been?
Well, thank you. Oh, actually, I have been passing amazing, busy life, as usual, actually. Right. I just wish that I had 48 hours a day or 72 hours a day. Otherwise, I'm very happy. And the National Ballet, the dancers, all the staff, they're working very hard. And they've been progressing. And to see them progressing, it makes me happy.
And congratulations also. I know that just last month you received a very big honor from Germany. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. From how you call state government, you call that? Yeah, it's a merit of medal that you call that what you've done so much for the city, and it's an honor that I got this medal, which I never thought that this was another dream. I mean, I don't even think about it, but I'm so thankful getting this prize. But it is you cannot get higher than this prize. I think it is a very important prize.
Well, you've brought so much to the city of Stuttgart, of course, being the prima ballerina for such a long time. And actually, you haven't retired from dancing upon taking upon this new post of artistic director. So I know that it must have been quite a big decision for you. And this wasn't actually the first time that such a job was even offered to you, right? But I heard in an earlier interview, it was kind of instinct. You made this decision on instinct. It was now or never. So tell us a little bit about that process, how and why you accepted it this time.
Actually, this talk was over 10 years. They've been calling me that if I would be director for the KNB. That time I wasn't ready. My stomach didn't say, my instinct said, no, it's too early. And I was not into it. I was very just happy, like usual, being ballerina and working for myself. So it wasn't once. It was actually every 3 years was happening, quite many years. But this time, when they called, I said, well, my stomach said, it is a good feeling. I think until now, what I've had, all those experience and all the knowledge, all the information, I felt I can give a lot to Korea. So when they called me this time, actually I said, let me think about it. But I had to ask one person if he would come with me, my husband. But then when I asked my husband, would you come? If I decide to become director in Korea National Ballet, he said, do you want to? Then I said, yeah, somehow this time it's weird. I cannot understand why. He said, okay, I come with you if you want to. Then that went so fast that all the decision, like that was a typical Korean way.
No list of pros and cons.
No, that was
weighing
so
this
clear.
and that. Just
And then
the
I
gut.
had somehow confidence. I knew I can make it.
Right.
And this I didn't have it before. So, but I have no regret, and I am very happy. And what is good is my husband is very happy. I only came for one reason here, to develop with Korean dancers, the National Ballet. Not only National Ballet, in general, Korean ballet.
Right.
And this Korean National Ballet shouldn't stay in the Korea only, means as with the truth. Because they are so good, the outside is calling them, calling the Korean nation. This, I wanted to have this, I want to make for Korean National Ballet this standard. Because when I came, actually, I didn't know so much about the Korean National Ballet, about the dancer, because I knew by the years that it's improving a lot. And in general,
you came and saw them quite a bit.
Yes, every year almost to give the performance. And because outside also there are many Korean dancers, they are very good. So but I didn't have a complete information how Korean ballet looks like. And I watched one performance when I came to December to get the diploma. This
appointment?
Paper. Yes, this paper. Then I saw this Nutcracker, the usual repertoire they show always in December, every year. But I was happy to see them. Of course, you don't judge with one performance. But I had the idea. Then when I went back, when I came back for the February to start, I thought I had a lot of repertoire that what it can do for the Korean National Ballet to develop. It was the best time because it was just thinking
in your head.
Yes, it was a really nice time. But better thing is when I came, I thought it was going to be another really hard time. But when you face something, actually it's better than when you only think.
It's true.
But it was always like this.
Right.
You think so much about the problem and you cannot actually do it. So I always I learned every day. And that's why I only live, I plan many years because we have to plan. But I live today, my life, my best.
Day by day.
Yeah,
each day.
It's very important. Because from so many experience.
Yes.
And also, and that's the best result. It cannot be bad result.
Right. So when you came in February and you had thought about all these things about how you're going to develop and improve Korean National Ballet, and then you saw it from the inside this time, what were your thoughts? I mean, to develop something, you need to have a very clear and sort of logical and very, what do you call it, straight assessment of what the current status is. So how is Korean National Ballet and Korean ballet for that matter?
Okay,
right
actually it was much better than what I expected. The dancers are beautiful. I mean, what I thought that I knew when I saw the dancers one performance, they learned good because there is by the years they also invite certain teachers and so, but the missing is details are missing, like in between the steps and then the character, the personality. Somehow they were doing, but it's just sometimes I knew when you have some material, when you have a person, it can be you don't even notice how you can be good, and that is you need to work day by day. And so many people, it's over 75 people, dancers, plus sometimes it's 100 people. You have to teach, actually coach, everybody different way because everybody has their own personality. So you have to know the first, before you give any correction, you have to know the person.
Right.
And this, by the years, actually, most lesson for me, being around the world, is this. I learned, for me, was the human to human. You have to be a person before you start to dance.
Right.
And this also, my teacher told me when I was in the school in Monaco, I didn't understand that time what she was talking.
too young, and you sort of have to learn it yourself.
She says, you know, whenever I did some mistake, and if ever she says I wasn't right on the way, the direction, if she says she has to be slapped, then she says dancing comes after you are a person. And this was right. And then by the years, with the experience, so I'm teaching this. I'm trying to give this to the Korean National Ballet. And of course, with a lot of different repertoire. I will try to bring that they can have a lot of knowledge. Because 21st century of being a ballet company and a ballet dancer, you have to be able to digest classical ballet, neoclassic, and a modern, contemporary, anything what the world is asking you. So, and I believe they can do it. They just need to have a patience. Everybody needs to have patience because it just doesn't happen one day to another day, you know.
Takes lots and lots of practice, of course, as you yourself know more than anyone. And La Bayadère was the first one that KNB put on after you came on as artistic director. And I'm sure you were nervous before, but it's been a resounding success. A lot of the critics said that it was a great success. And I understand with 120 dancers on stage, that is a major production. Was that your intent to put something on in the beginning that would have lots of dancers and that wasn't timid at all, yeah?
Actually, yes, because I wanted to see first and I had to learn my company. Because then by the process, it's very important for me. Performance, when it happens, it's a live show. It can happen anything. You would really don't know what will happen. But to put 120 on stage, it was important for me what is actually the Korean National Ballet. Okay, but it was very short time. I arrived at the beginning of February and the performance happened 6 weeks later, 5, 6. So most of the time I tried to spend my time in the studio. Also was difficult because I had to make another business side of work. But I did my best, and my husband also was, we tried our best to see them and to correct them. And you know what? What was amazing for me, the Koreans has one amazing talent in general. So from the first rehearsal, it wasn't at all like how you would see the performance 5 or 6 weeks before when I saw them.
It was completely different?
Yes, it was. Most of the time, okay, we give the teacher or ballet master or anybody gives, but who takes? It's the dancers. And dancers are dancing on stage. The result, they are the one. Giving people, I don't say that I gave something. I gave how much I can. But I'm so thankful that they took it because, you know, sometimes you want to give it, you are giving, they don't take it, then you get very tired. But in general, they have this talent that they absorb.
And they learn very quickly.
Yes, and that was giving me so much energy, even though I was tired most of the day because it was a lot of work. But you know what? I like to be tired. I don't like to be over-energized because...
Or well-rested.
I don't like it. So for my life and for my husband's life, we like to work a lot. I mean, a lot means a lot. But that gives us so much happiness. I mean, I cannot live without doing something. So like my life now, doing so many jobs at once, but I'm satisfied with my life more than ever, actually.
Well, that's amazing. And of course, everyone has high hopes for what the prima ballerina turned artistic director, Kang Sue-jin, will do for KNB. And we're already beginning to see that transformation. Let's learn more about the always passionate Soo-jin Kang right after this. Is there a particular reason why you're choosing 2016 as the year for retirement, maybe?
Somehow, I don't know why, the 22nd of July, the date is already made. I think I will cry a lot. I know already.
Sue-jin Kang was able to become the best at what she does because she truly loves ballet and she finds the meaning of life through ballet. So what can she teach other ballerinas? Let's find out now. So because you are the artistic director of KNB, I know that you've shortened the repertoire, the amount of times that you will actually perform on stage, but that doesn't mean that you will stop performing, and you're actually scheduled to perform until 2016. Is there a particular reason why you're choosing 2016 as the year for retirement, maybe? Or?
Actually, to tell you the truth, when I decided, okay, I take the job, means I had to cancel most of the performances which was planned. I just kept very important performances which I couldn't cancel. And also 2016 came in my mind, I would be, by then, it's gonna be my 30th year being in Stuttgart Ballet, and it's gonna be the director in the Stuttgart Ballet. It's gonna be 20 years being director in Stuttgart. Reed Anderson, he's the Canadian. So I thought somehow, okay, this 2016, and I will be 50 years old. I don't know which European age or Korean age.
European age, I think.
Yes, I think so. So it has a lot of meaning, 2016. And somehow, I don't know why, the 22nd of July, the date is already made. That is, nobody thought about that date until date came that I would do this on that day. And it's my husband's birthday. So there's three things. 50 years old, I'm going to be. I think it's enough.
That's Korean age, actually. I thought about it.
Is the Korean
49, yes, American or
wow,
European
so
age.
young.
Yes.
And 30 years being in Stuttgart Ballet, and my director, 20 years going to be. And very important, all this. And then my husband's birthday. Somehow, yeah, destiny became like this.
Wow.
Yes.
It'll be a very emotional day. I can't imagine what it's going to be like.
Well, I hope I manage to start and finish because it's going to be so emotional. Or maybe not, because I think when I start, yeah, maybe it's going to be different story because retirement means really saying bye-bye, no?
Yeah.
But I will try to concentrate. I know also the repertoire already. It's going to be very, yeah, I will cry a lot because I cry anyway without any reason also. This Onyegin, the Tatiana, I will dance. So it's a very dramatic ballet to finish anyway. So I think I will cry a lot. I know already.
Well, aside from the emotional aspect, it'll be a very, very emotional time for you. You'll be 49, which we think is a very young age, but for ballerina dancer, not considered such a young age.
It's very old.
Okay, let's say. Let's just
it's
say
very obviously.
But aren't you worried about that? I mean, I know that you're still also exercising and practicing, and you've been quoted as saying that you're feeling better and better than ever. But aren't you a little bit worried at 49, will you still be able to perform at the level that you have been showing people?
Well, I mean, I've been thinking that already when I was 30. I never thought actually I would reach 40 because I was this feeling of getting old.
Yeah.
Usually you get between 30 to 40 the most. I had quite, I was very confused. Compared to now, that time I can say there I was thinking I'm too old. But then funny enough, yeah, I have to thank so many situations. Okay, I had the opportunity to dance what I liked. And I had a very good director. And he's the best director I can say. He always gave me very good
roles.
I mean, roles, and then we always talked what fits me the most, because after certain age, you have to do. And that I learned from him. Because when I was young, thanks God, I mean, also you have to do everything. Classic until the more contemporary, any style. And because then you learn and you will know what is your own style. For me, actually, I think I can continue until now because I spend my time at home doing. Even I was injured, I exercise. Even if I don't manage, I do at 2 o'clock in the morning. So all this to keep, it's really nightmare sometimes. But I know who's gonna go on stage, it's me as ballerina. So it's a responsibility towards to me, respect towards to me. So if I decide I will do it, means I do. And what I do as a director too for the Korean National Ballet, when I say I do for you, I do my best until it works. Of course, there's a certain thing as a human being you cannot do, but you have to try and do your best.
I think that's the reason why they call you the steel butterfly. I've seen interviews with former partners and people who work with you, and they're like, stop, Sue-jin, no more, no more. And you're like, no, we can do more, we can do more. So you've always loved to practice. But honestly, doesn't going back and forth from the house to the studio, and also at the house, back at home, you also work out and practice as well. For someone like myself, I would think, for you, there's only work. What else do you do outside of work? And to become a true artist, don't you need lots of experiences to bring more color and more depth into your performances? How do you become inspired then?
So actually, you think as a dancer, I mean, I've been lucky where I was. After leaving from Korea, I went to Monaco. So for a while I was in Monaco, I was lucky to meet Marika Besobrasova as a teacher. She taught me, yes, you have to see a lot. Seeing a lot, meeting completely stranger, that was a lot of experience. So I think most important time of my life is being under, because I learned everybody with the time, or lots of time, and then going everywhere in the whole world, learning about their culture, going everywhere, and then meeting face to face and getting all the experience. And of course, whenever you get older, means very good. It means you get more experience day by day. So it's just when you think, I thought I didn't have so much experience also, and also doing different repertoire. What taught me a lot is a story ballet. And I was lucky. They saw me as I had something
dramatic.
Not only dramatic. Beginning they thought only dramatic. Something was special, but then I learned a lot through the ballet life. What I have inside of me, doing all different roles, which I thought I was not. I couldn't. But also I have to say thanks to Reed Anderson, because he pushed me in a good way. He said, you can do. This repertoire was comedy repertoire. The name is Taming of Shrew, Katarina. Everybody knows it's in the movie. It's Elizabeth Taylor does this. I thought I was never funny, because in my normal life, if you see that time me, I was not funny, because I didn't know I was funny. I was also like
studios, practice.
Drama, I was crying, so I knew I had something. But whenever this comedy, it was so hard beginning to start, because comedy is so difficult. You shouldn't do over or less. You have to the timing, and you have to be just how you are. And the first time when I did, I don't think I was good. But over the 10 years, many years later, that helped me in my private life. I start to be funny with my husband. So with my ballet life, with the normal life, it combines. And also doing so many roles, like I was very bad, I was crazy, anything you can imagine on this earth, that what you can be. As a human being, I passed everything through the ballet. And doing it, I learned, I have so many colors in me. That feeling I wanted to give another generation, because this feeling is amazing. We live once with this.
In this life,
In this life, as Kang Sue-jin, this look, this mind. But ballet, I could be so many people, so many personalities I could be. And that's why I'm so thankful. And then I'm thankful to all my colleagues and my partners and my director, everything. And the main, I want to thank to my husband.
And I think your husband would also be thankful too. I mean, you learned so much through your ballets. It seems like you were just born to be a ballerina.
Oh, no.
You know, you found inspiration on the road as a ballerina, but then also through the roles that you took on through ballet. So let's talk a little bit more about like different roles in different ballet repertoires. I know that KNB recently put on a production of Swan Lake.
Yes.
And it's a classical ballet, so everyone knows it. When we think of ballet, I think a lot of people think of Swan Lake. And yet, I heard that this time the choreography was quite unusual. So maybe you can give us some pointers on how we can appreciate it better.
No, choreography from this Yuri Grigovich, you know, choreography is the same. Steps is made it. How you do, it can look completely different.
So how you execute it?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the first day when I saw Swan, I thought, okay, I had to make them to understand, especially this second act. Everybody knows that the cold ballet comes in. That's very famous,
Very famous.
You know, the picture. They were not Swan. You know, to learn some, for me, it's very important. If you learn something, if there is a story, you have to read the book. And then if they are doing Swan, means you have to go and look at the Swan. But I understood this generation don't actually have so much choice to go to zoo. Where are the swans, the real swans? So I said, have you ever seen the real swan? When they look very elegant, but when they are angry, they are so aggressive.
They are.
They are scary. Yes. And how they use their wings. There is elegance, but there's this little bit of awkward movement because they, you know, their neck. And so in that short time, because every time was a very short time of preparing. But when I explained it, they tried. And the result, actually, they also, from the first day until the moment of the performance, lots of progress. And then I said, you are not human. When you dance a swan, you are not human. You have to get this idea. And then some people I could see, they were amazing, beautiful swan. I don't say as a dancer. And then, of course, the male dancers, there's many parts. They get and they do. And this, I must say, I respect a lot. For the dancers, they are very intelligent. They shouldn't ever think. Dancers don't think. We think a lot. Because to move your body, you have to connect.
Of course.
Yeah, so it's, this swan became actually, of course, never gets the place where you think. But as a starting, it was really, I'm very thankful to all the dancers and all the ballet master. They've done such a good job.
So at this point, I think many of our viewers would be curious. Is there a difference between Sue-jin Kang, the ballerina, and Sue-jin Kang, the artistic director of KNB? So our cameras followed her to work at KNB. Let's take a look. In May, we visited the studios of the Korea National Ballet to watch a class in session. The dancers were learning the pas de deux from Aus Holberg's Zeit with choreography by John Cranko. It's the company's first ballet piece since Kang Sue-jin became the artistic director. This version of Aus Holberg's Zeit was first performed by the Stuttgart Ballet in Germany in 1967. Kang has also performed the piece for the Stuttgart Ballet. In 2007, she received the John Cranko Award for her special ability to bring Cranko's choreography to life. In the pas de deux, It's important for the male and female partners to move in sync. Director Kang watches every movement closely.
리허설 할 때는 이제 저한테 커다란 조언자가 되시는 분이시죠. 저희가 만약에 실수가 나오거나 되지 않는 동작이 나오실 때 직접 시범을 보여주세요. 그건 정말 커다란 도움이 되는 거죠.
She makes observations and offers guidance based on the individual characteristics of the dancers.
무용수들마다 다 달라요. 단원들마다 다 다른 실수가 있고 다 다른 개성이 다르고 퍼스널리티. 그렇기 때문에 코칭이란 게 사람마다 똑같은 지적을 해줄 수가 없어요. 똑같은 지적을 해도 그 분의 그 성격에 맞게 그 색깔에 맞게 다 지적을 다르게 해줘요.
Her husband, Tunchi Shokman, is there to help her coach the members of the company. A former ballerina with the Stuttgart Ballet, Shokman is here as a guest coach and advisor to the Korea National Ballet.
National Ballet dancers, they're fantastic. There's very good capacity they have, and they are very musical, and they will be much better soon. Yes.
이제까지 이렇게 열심히 노력하시는 거 계속 꾸준히 그리고 자기 자신들을 위해서 이 꾸준함 사실 이 꾸준함이 생각보다 굉장히 힘들어요. 단원들 사랑하고 파이팅 합시다.
Kang is a world-renowned prima donna. She and her dancers are going to create a signature style for the company, and we look forward to seeing it. Having an artistic director who herself is a world-class ballerina must be a priceless experience for the members of KNB. And I'm sure they're very appreciative of that. Yet at the same time, if I were a member of KNB, I'd be excited, but at the same time, a little bit afraid because you're the steel butterfly. You're known for your grueling hours and hours of practice. And I imagine you expect nothing less from your dancers as well.
Yes, I'm very direct.
Yes.
Because also, yes, I remember when I joined the first time as a professional company, yes, the only one, Stuttgart Ballet, that time was Marcia Heide. She was a ballerina and she was a director. So, of course, whoever, if you are in front of any director, you are scared. And also, you've been hearing the names and so maybe. But I remember that time, yes, I was scared. But okay, it's up to you. It depends on your character. I was too busy with myself to practice. So scaredness, it's very short term. So I think this feeling, I do understand my dancers, how they would feel when they got to hear that I'm coming, and when they saw me first time, I felt that there was a certain nervous,
I'm sure.
Of course. But it is good because this is a little bit of a nervous feeling in the life. It makes you young.
Yes, keeps you alive, doesn't it?
Yes, keeps you alive, and we are moving. So we are very young, everybody. So I think that you need a little bit of this tension. And I'm not doing on purpose. What I want to do, they all know by now very well. I want that they work. So they're very simple. And they do work. You know, it's like in the school, you say for the same word, it's good for you, do for yourself. And then some people do, some people not. It's the same thing. Of course, it's a huge company. I see the talented people who are working very hard and they are improving. Certain people, yeah, it wouldn't be fair if 100 the people are doing the same amazing job. Right. That would be very hard, even more harder. So I think it is fair. Okay. People works. People has less things, plus minus. But yes, I think they are a little bit scared. But it's I think in the whole world, I think it's a normal thing, very normal.
But and I can't help but think back to your own career when you started in Stuttgart. And I know when you first started in Stuttgart, you were the youngest person to join. You were the first Asian, of course. But the entry was very grand. But when you first joined the company, I know the first couple of years were the most difficult time for you. You've said in interviews that you weren't given a chance and you were thinking about whether you should continue or not. And then Juliet came to you, the role of Juliet in Romeo and Juliet. So that was the sort of the role that kind of allowed you to make your mark. How did you come from not being able to be on stage for quite a long time, I think, and then to Juliet? What changed? Was it coming out of your shell? Was it someone who, like you saw Lee, was it someone who recognized your talent and said, Sue-jin, you should be Juliet?
So that time was, I was always doing cold ballet. Cold ballet means really behind the cold ballet. Because also that time was different, the directionship was different. By Marcia Haide, was there was many ballerinas still who stayed very long. And when you're called ballet, if you are young and talented, there was no place to go on. Because it was already settled down very long time like this. So I didn't even think about I would do even one solo when I joined, because they were really good. I mean, for my eyes, amazing. And I learned from watching, and then I was just busy doing myself. But I was always giving myself best on the rehearsal and then for the performance. And Marcia saw in the cold ballet I was doing, she was backstage, I remember that day. One of the really cold ballet, she said, come here, I think I give you Juliet. You can do Juliet. And then it was out of blue. So I didn't believe it until that I saw my name on the board. Because there's a scheduling, they put it. And I thought, okay. But you know, it was because my character is also funny. It's very weird. I have a very weird character.
You mentioned crazy, yes.
Yeah, I'm weird and crazy and very weird. Since I'm kid, actually, to tell you the truth, I didn't aim something so big to do things good. I was just...
You don't set a high goal for yourself?
Especially in the ballet, as a ballerina, I never thought I would be ballerina. I never thought actually I would win the Lausanne concours. It started, I just liked to do it. I just loved it, this feeling, giving myself so much. I'm so tired, the sweat comes out. And then taking shower, I just love this moment of my daily life. And meeting people and getting hurt, not nice. But that made me strong. But if I have some kind of nice person, good feeling, this is all what was important for me. Even now, actually. Okay, I play for the KMB. But what is most important is today, when I started, how I finish for the company until I go to the bed. That is very important. And that's why when he came, I said, wow. And then when I saw my name, wow. When I was doing the practicing, was actually, it was not scary because I just loved. So Romeo and Juliet happened, okay, I start to rehearse. But funny story, I tell you, when there was my name, all the partners of principal partner, they were fighting for me to dance. Especially the young Romeo who actually got me at the end. He went to cry, and then he said, I want to dance with Sue-jin. Actually, he was another level. I was very like, wow, thank you. I was a nobody, actually. I mean, you know, called ballet.
But they had all noticed you, I guess. They had all noticed
but
you
I wasn't busy about it. I'm not busy with it.
You didn't pay any attention.
No.
That's why you didn't even notice your husband for 2 years, right? Or?
No, I noticed because he was scary.
Oh, but you couldn't.
But I was
couldn't say him.
Because you cannot miss my husband. But in general, I think all this, the daily of my life, it didn't really change. Nobody really believes that only who sees me every day is my husband says he sees. But that helped me. And I don't say anything bad about it.
Yes. Well, as you can tell, Sue-jin Kang is very passionate about her work, and her rise to the top wasn't always so easy. She was beset by many injuries. But now, at 47, she is better than ever. Let's take a look. Since she started her post as creative director in February, Kang Sue-jin's schedule has been packed. There are not enough hours in a day for her.
더 쪼개야죠, 시간을. 그러니까 당연히 지금은 코치도 하고 단장력도 하고 그리고 현역으로서 제 몸 관리도 더 해야 되지만 제일 첫 번째 우선은 발레단의 무용수들이 첫 번째고 그리고 제가 이 현역으로 하는 건 제 문제고요. 그렇기 때문에 더 쪼개서 인생 한 번 살아가는 거 괜찮아요.
But no matter how busy she is, she always joins the basic ballet class in the morning to warm up. It's also when she can talk to members of the company and recharge her spirits.
저한테는 이 발레가 이 자체가 요가예요. 저 삶에 굉장히 많은 도움을 줬고 그리고 정신적으로 건강해지고 당연히 정신과 몸이 건강해지면 삶을 살아가는데 어쨌거나 도움이 되고 발레 이 자체가 저의 삶을 떼어놓을 수가 없죠.
Ballet is an art. It's the most beautiful expression of what the human body is capable of. Kang is no exception. It takes an enormous amount of effort to be the oldest active prima donna. Kang Sue-jin is the first and the best ballerina from Korea. She will retire in 2016, but ballet will always remain a part of her life. We're here with Sue-jin Kang, artistic director of Korea National Ballet. So Sue-jin, I know that you've had lots of injuries, as of course many ballet dancers do. You've had spinal injuries, broken limbs, and yet you've always managed to go on stage, get back on stage, sometimes even with an injury, I heard as well. Did you ever think, through all those injuries and also with your age now, that 5 or 10 years ago, or when you were injured, no, maybe this is the time for me to quit? Or if you did think that, how did you manage to overcome that as well?
I can tell you many times I was thinking to quit.
Really?
Because it's as a human being, the ballet, when you see the ballet dancers on stage, they look beautiful. But behind, it's a lot of pain, a lot of work, but they love it. That's why they dance. And I'm saying, only all this process of a so difficult time, the only person actually, I think without him, I couldn't manage. This I can say. One, with two, it's easier. And I was lucky. And I'm always saying, there are many women, they get jealous because always I'm talking about my husband so much because first of all, I love him and he loves me. Okay, this is normal, the couple. But without him, I don't think I managed so long. Because whenever I had injury, he was there and then he encouraged me that you can do it. Because being alone, when I was a student, I was injured, you know, dancer life is with injury. When my husband started to pushed me means he helps without saying anything. He knows how to do with me. Like the time is medicine. I knew this word always, but through him, going together the life, I learned so much. And also this injury time, there was once very bad one over the 1 year. All the doctors, they gave up with me because it was overdone rotten bone. also all the dancers or everybody who knows about this injury, that alone, you cannot come back. It was, everybody said that it's over. And my age was also not so young. But my husband said, no, you will do and I will make you if you want to. I said, no, for the moment I'm so tired, I cannot think. You know, the process of beginning. But then after a certain time later, I start to go like, you know, I cannot move one leg. But I was always on the laying down situation for 6 months because I cannot put my weight.
That must have been so painful for you to lie down for 6 months.
There's no word to say, you know, it's like you become, because also it's not the first time, but many times my brain gets numb. It's a bit like you get depression. I had a few times with youngness, and then after, because it changes from the country to country, different life. It's you have to start like a baby from the beginning. Right. But he was encouraging always like, I can do it, and beginning you don't believe because it's so painful. Laying down and then try to stretch with only one leg or only arms wherever you can move. But then when I start to feel like I'm human, means I can put my weight together, then I say, okay, I think I can. But then doctor says, no, it's not closed. So you go back again to 0. Then he says, no, it will put together. This bone will get together. And then what he was doing was like cooking everything just for my bone. And then mentally, you cannot much help so after certain times. Okay, then when I saw doctor after 9 months, bones start to get together a little bit, but not even 1 millimeter. There I felt I can do. And then when I decided I can do with my husband's help, it went very fast after 9th month. But until then I made life hell for my husband.
I was just thinking because I mean I'm very jealous too now of you because of your husband Tunchi Shokman, right? But I imagine if someone's saying, you know, you're feeling depressed, you're hurting, and someone is saying, no, you can do it, you can do it. You lash out at them and you're like, no, I can't, just leave me alone. Beginning,
it doesn't come anything. And I was just negative. I am normally a very positive person. But that moment, I didn't, it was black, everything. I didn't see it, not even today to tomorrow. Or today I wake up if I can live until tonight. So, but he had patience for me.
And of course, he's also here as excellent, I hear, albeit an official coach for the KNB. So we have very big hopes for KNB now. So let's go to our last question. I know that you don't really like planning too much ahead. I mean, as artistic director, you do have to make plans, but your philosophy is carpe diem, live each day as if it were your last, make the most of each day. So let me ask you about what you want to do with KNB. I've heard before you want to create a distinctive style for KNB. Tell us about your plans.
So actually, for my life, I don't like to plan too long, but there's a certain planning you have to do in the life. As a director, I plan. Actually, I can plan until 100 years later. Also, I have so much fun about it because I can see the dancers, what they can do in this, and you know, it's like sometimes I wake up out of a blue, just to some dancers are in my head, and then doing this kind of the repertoire, amazing. You know, not anymore with me. Before I was dreaming if I can, you know, turn and jump and myself, but not anymore. So it's actually I'm very lucky because I can have this happiness from many direction way that who can be happier than me.
So we look forward to the fall repertoire of KNB. I know that you're planning on 2 new productions, Beethoven's Symphony No. 7 and Stravinsky's Rite of Spring. So I know that we don't have 48 hours in a day for you, but I'm sure you'll make the most of the 24 hours given to you. And I thank you for taking time out of those very precious hours to visit with us here on Heart to Heart. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that was Sue-jin Kang, prima ballerina and artistic director at the KNB. Thank you so much for joining us, and you can rewatch a rebroadcast of the show on our homepage, arirangtv.com. Until next time, bye-bye.